Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video you'll see all the new reveals from today's Nova Open Preview Online for Warhammer 40,000 and Horus Heresy. There were some awesome products revealed during the Nova Open Preview Online today for Warhammer 40,000, Horus Heresy, Underworlds and Age of Sigmar. So in this video I'm going to focus on Warhammer 40,000 and Horus Heresy, and I'll do a separate video diving into the Age of Sigmar and Underworlds reveals. I really enjoy these previews online, and it's great to join Adam and Eddie to see what was revealed, so I'm going to condense this just over an hour worth of previews down into about 10 minutes so you can catch up nice and quickly and easily with what was revealed today. Right, let's get into it. So let's get started with Warhammer 40,000, and a big part of today's show was for the Leagues of Votann, where we got to see all the models now for the army so far. So there were some new reveals here. There's a lot to look at. We've got the video first, which is showing us a mix of the models we've already seen, but also new ones like the Einherjar champion. That we've got this guy here, and so we'll focus on him a little bit later and have a look at the photos. We've seen the Hearthguard already, so nothing new there, but some great characters, and you're going to see a fantastic miniature coming up in a second. Here's another hero character that we get. We've seen the Pioneers as well, so nothing new there, but we are going to have a look at a battle box. But here's the main man. This is probably my favourite model from the whole event, and this guy is fantastic. This is going to be the Psyker for the Leagues of Votann, so very exciting to see that model. And I've been looking forward to seeing them all together to get a good idea of the army. But look at this one, the Hecaton Fortress. This is going to be a beast, both a tank and a transport. We've got another character model here, and there's going to be lots of options of how you can put him together, weapons, heads, things like that. Again, we'll look at some photos later on. But here's the army box, which is going to be our first opportunity to get hold of the Leagues of Votann. So this is going to have not all the models here, but it's going to have a good selection in them, and it's enough to get started. They said it's about 500 points worth of models, so enough to begin with, and pretty much like a combat patrol, but you are going to get the collector's edition of the new codex. And that's right, they're getting the codex next. They're going to get it before the Guard, but a little bit more on that later on, because we did get some news about the Imperial Guard codex. But let's stick with the Leagues of Votann, and here's the army set. This is going to be the first chance for us to get hold of the models in the first wave of the kin that are going to be released. This is going to include Uther the Destined, and you can also build him as a Carl. And you've got Einherjar champion, 3 Hernkin Pioneers and 20 Hearthkin Warriors, and you can take these as 2 squads of 10. So all up you're going to get a patrol detachment, about 500 points worth of models. So let's have a look at the individual models that are included in this army set. So here we've got our Einherjar champion, and this is going to be what they've described as a human battering ram, and he's clad in the modified exo armor, and he's got mass drivers on the back that help him charge into the enemies. They propel him forward right into them, and he's got some awesome weapons going on. That hammer that you can see here, they said it's the best melee weapon in their codex, so expect this guy to do some serious damage in melee combat. Next is Uther the Destined, and in the preview they said this is the only named character in the codex as well. So yeah, the rest of them you're going to be able to name yourself, and so that's really cool, and you can give them all different relics, so you won't be fixed to having to give them specific ones. So that's pretty cool. But this guy's going to come with the Blade of the Ancestors, and again going to be a bit of a force when he gets into melee combat, and he's going to also give lots of buffs to the surrounding troops. And if you don't want to build him as the named character, you can also build him in this other variation here. You've got the different bit on the power pack at the back, so you can change that. You can give him the plasma axe rather than the sword, so you're going to have lots of options. Also with the head, there's a different head in there as well, so you can have lots of ways to put this together. And in one of the other pictures we've seen on the Warhammer community site, which has just gone up, which I haven't included in this video, he does have a power fist option and a helmet as well. So there's going to be lots going on with this kit, and I guess we'll find out more nearer the release of this army set, which is going to be this month. They said it's going to be September, so that's pretty exciting. So that covers the models we haven't seen yet, but here's the complete army set with everything you're going to get included. So certainly enough to get started with, and you're also going to get that 104-page codex, the Leagues of Votann, and it's going to be the limited edition one. So that's really cool. You're only going to be able to get that in this box set, and then afterwards it'll be the regular one. So pretty much what they did with the Beast Snaggers, you're going to get the same thing here. The army set is also going to include a pack of 50 data cards and 2 transfer sheets as well. I'm torn on this because I don't like the Pioneers. I don't really like those hover bikes and the way they're dressed in it. I can get behind the other models in there though, including the 2 character models and the 2 squads. They're really good, but it's just those Pioneers that put me off. So I might not get this, but wait until we see some of the other models released separately and then put together my own version. Maybe when they do a combat patrol, it'll be a little bit different. It might include some other models, but I'm pretty sure it's going to stay along these lines. Right, now let's have a look at the other new models that were revealed, and there's loads to look at here. First of all, we got the Kethonian Berserk Mole Grenade Launcher. So this is a nice little diorama style. You've got 2 models on the base here. And this is sticking with this mining theme, and what they can do is shoot this grenade launcher. It can burrow underground and pop up again and attack the enemy. So the good thing with that is if you can't see them, you're going to be able to use this to get to them. So that's pretty cool. So I can't wait to see the rules on this. So it's always great to have some indirect weapons. So yeah, really liking that one. I also like the mix here. They've got the Ironkin alongside carrying the bags. Got the plasma axe on the back, and you can see from the picture in the top right that it's not been like turned on yet, so it's not activated, and so we don't see that plasma blade on there. So yeah, just the axe being carried ready to use later on. Next, we got to see the Brockir Ironmaster, and you can think of these as the Tech Marines. So if you've got lots of vehicles, this is who you want to be taking in there, the Ironmaster, to take care of those and repair the vehicles. They're also going to come with the Ironkin Assistant, and then you've got the 3 other models, which are ECOGs, and so these are combat and repair drones. They don't have the same intellect or intelligence as the true Iron King, and so they work more as they describe them as familiars in the preview. So they're just there almost as servitors, I suppose, and so a little bit different from the Iron King. Now we've got my favourite model from the whole online preview, and this is Grimnir, and this is going to be the Psyker for the Leagues of Votann, and this is a fantastic model. I think it's amazing looking, the way they've done it, just brilliant. He's got those rocks, so he's using his psychic powers to levitate those rocks so he can just walk through the air on them, which I think is a brilliant idea. I don't like the version that you can see on the right hand side, so I'm not really into that, but the bearded one with the hood, perfect. And those 2 ECOGs again behind him are just really totally weird, but it just really works, I think. Yeah, I just love it. I think it's fantastic, and I've been on the fence a little bit about the Leagues of Votann. One week I would love one model, the next week they'd bring the next one out, and I wouldn't think it would fit together or work, and so yeah, I was a bit reserved on whether or not to get them, but I think I'd like to do a small army, even maybe just 500 points, just to include this model in it, and then some of the vehicles, so maybe 1,000, we'll wait and see, but I think this would be really fun, just to have a little combat patrol going on, led by Grimnir, because this model is just epic. So the psychic powers for these come from their clone scheme, and you can find out more about that on the Warhammer community site, and so these are quite rare, and you don't see many of them, so pretty cool, and you also think of them as like a priest for the army, so they're going to give some buffs to the troops around them. But yeah, fantastic model, they've got this one bang on. And then with those 2 mechanical corvs, as they're called, they're just so weird, but it just works totally. And I think combining that with the vehicles, which we'll look at next, I think this could really go together nicely. And here's the new vehicle that was previewed. It's the Hecaton Land Fortress. Now this isn't going to be massive. It's certainly low land train, and so I guess we're not getting a land train. Maybe not yet. Something in the future. But this is everything now for the range so far. And so this is a land fortress. It can carry up to 12 models, but it's also a tank as well as a transport. and it's got some super power behind it. So it's got a Magna rail cannon, and they said it's similar to the Tau, and it can punch through invulnerable saves, and it can shoot through multiple models. So depending on how you roll, you can do multiple casualties with it. So rather than just taking one shot, hitting one model, you can actually take out a number of models if you go for a unit. But it sounds like it's going to be pretty powerful, so this could be your kind of vehicle killer too. They said it's a cross between a Land Raider and a Hammerhead, so you can expect it to be pretty tough and pretty powerful. It's got lots of different weapons you can put on it, including anti-aircraft at the back, and then those powerful ones at the front. So that's the whole League of Votann army now. Everything's been revealed, and so it's pretty cool. A few, for me, that don't quite work, others that do, but I think putting together a small army would be really fun. I do like this Hecaton land fortress. I love the Sagittor vehicle as well, and I think combining that with the Grimnir and some of the troop units, I think this could be a really fun and quirky little army to play. Now let's have a look at some Imperial Guard news. So we've had the summer where we saw the Chaos Demons Codex. Now we know autumn, in fact this month, September, we're going to get the League of Votann Codex and the models being released. But in winter, it's then going to be time for the Astra Militarum, followed by the World Eaters. So winter is December, so we're going to be looking at waiting until December potentially for the Astra Militarum. That's going to be the soonest we're going to get it. So it's still quite a way away. We're looking at a good 3 months until we get hold of it. But at least we've got a date now. I just can't wait to get it. I've still got my army that I'm working on and building for the Astra Militarum, and I can't wait to get these new models to add to it and finally get the codex that we've all been waiting for. Right, we've still got some Warhammer 40,000 to take a look at, and they put this right at the end of the online preview, but they showed us some new Khorne Berserkers, and this is going to be a set of 10 miniatures. You're going to get loads of options to put together different helmets, different weapons. They've got chain axes, they've got double-handed chainsaws, as well as regular one-handed chainswords. And so I think these are going to be really popular, some great looking models. And so yeah, one set of 10 altogether with loads of options to build them. Let's have a close look. Here's 5 of them in some of the variations. You've got that double-handed chainsaw at the top right. I think that's probably my favourite out of the different weapons here. It just looks really cool. Here's another 5 of them as well in all the different poses, so this should give you a good idea of what you're going to get. But again, there's going to be lots of components to this, so you can assemble them in loads of different ways. So look out for more news about this coming pretty soon, I expect. Now we're on to the only reveal for Horus Heresy, but it's a pretty good one. It's Horus Ascended. And so we've already seen the 18 Primarchs built and available on the Forge World website, but now they've built the Horus Ascended version. Again, this is going to be a resin model, and this is him now at the height of his warp-twisted powers. Now they said he's going to be 1,000 points if you want to play him in the game, so he's just going to be a beast, and it's just going to be like so powerful, not just as a model, but also to empower the army, improving their bravery, and I imagine all round just giving them a huge number of buffs. But what an awesome model. I mean, the details here is just incredible. And this would just be a fantastic model to add to a collection, something you want to spend a long time painting, because these aren't cheap. You know, what's this going to be, around £80 potentially? And yeah, I think it's going to be worth it for everything you can see here. The fantastic base and just the size of this is going to be huge compared to the other models, like the ones we got in the Age of Darkness box. Now there's no date for this yet, so we don't know when it's going to be available to pre-order, but as soon as they give us more information, I'll let you know. And you know, we're going to see it on a Sunday preview, probably quite soon, I imagine. So there we go, pretty cool model to round off Warhammer 40,000 and Horus Heresy. We've still got Age of Sigmar to go and have a look at, so join me in the next video where we dive in and have a look at the Age of Sigmar models and the Underworld models revealed today. So we saw lots of great models that will be coming up in September, and if you want to order those or anything in the meantime, then please check out my sponsor, Firestorm Games. I'll put a link to their website in the description down below. You can save up to 20% off the retail price for all your hobby products there, and the great news is they've given me a special code to share with you, and they've extended it until the end of September, and if you use that code you'll save an additional 5% on top of the up to 20%. So some great savings there, and all the details are in the description down below. That was another fun preview. I loved seeing all the new models, and great to see the Leagues of Votann finally as an army now, so we know exactly what we can expect and now have an idea whether we want to add it to our collection or not, and which models we would include in an army if we did do it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about everything you've seen here? What was your favourite model? What did you like the most? And will you be starting a League of Votann army for Warhammer 40,000? Let me know in the comment section below. Can't wait to read what you think, and have a look at the Age of Sigmar video coming up next. But for now, thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.